Welcome to the channel, welcome to my workshop. As you'll see from the name of the video today, I'm looking at my Amiga 600. There's some faults on this, it's running very slow. This is my original Amiga 600 from when I was 14. Used this for about 3 or 4 years or so till I got into PCs. Then it went up into the loft as they all do. Primarily used it for gaming. I had lots of acquired games on disc like we all did, and it was just a very basic model. During lockdown, it came down from the loft, and then I decided to mod it because it was still working. We got it up and running. The disk drive was changed out of it because it packed in, but then I started to mod it. So we'll see in a minute when I do through a tear down. It's got a hard drive fitted to it. It's got a RAM expansion in the trapdoor, and it's also got a 4 megabyte flash RAM unit sat on top of the CPU. Now, recently, or in the last year or so, it started running really slow. It used to boot up fairly quick, run any games you want, get into the folders, but it's just sat there, just churning. You'll see that in this section of the video. Okay, so here's an example. This is my setup I've got at the moment, just there for testing. And just you can see how slow it's running. If I just zoom in on the screen, it's meant to be picking out all the folders, and it's just taking forever. It didn't used to do this. It used to run quite quick. It also takes forever to boot up. So what I'm thinking of doing is, so this is modded, so I'm going to take it to the workshop, strip all the components on it, put it back to basics ROM, and then see if it's still running as slow. So as you can see, it's running really slow. So the plan is now to strip all the mods off this, recheck it on its basic ROM. We'll fire it up with a floppy and see if it's still running slow. It is going to be booked in to get a recap, so part of this video will also be stripping this completely out of its case and get it ready for sending off. So that said, let's get down to taking this apart. You'll see the mods that are in there, and then we'll take them all off, catch up to the TV. Okay, hopefully you can't hear the noise outside. There's a do-on at the local cricket club, so it's relatively easy to take apart. I've done this more times than I care to remember. We need to get this over, so I'm just going to use one of these just to help leave the case open. Always miss one. Let's try that again. They're all out. Okay. Just carefully disconnect the keyboard. Just pop this up. Disconnect. That up. Now, as you can see on the board, it's got the hard drive fitted. It's got the 1 megabyte RAM extension, which is just there. Just a quick one there. It's got the update. It's got the Workbench 2.1 hard drive fitted to it. So I'm just going to use this. it's got the CPU overrun for the 4 MB memory slot as well. So I didn't show you that one. So let's get this put back together again and we'll take it for testing. Right, so I put it back in. It's slightly open the case now. I'm just going to try and boot up and see how long it takes to boot up. Let's have a look. That's straight into the kickstart, so that's a good start. I'm just going to try disking it and see if we can get a game to play. I've got the whole but my disk drive may not be working. It's making some noise. No, I'll straight back to kickstart. Let's try different ones, be on the safe side. No, I'll start to kickstart. So I think I've got a problem with the disk drive as well. To be honest, I've not actually used the disk drive since I put this new one in, because at the same time I received the hard drive. I was running straight off the games from that. So what I'm planning to do is to reattach all the components one at a time, just to see if we can get it running into slow. So I'll put the hard drive in first, and then we'll put the additional memory in. Okay, so that's the additional Mega RAM installed. Let's just see if we can fire it on. Excuse me. I'll see if that's firing up okay. Yeah, fired up the same amount of time. Right, I'm just going to add in the fast RAM, top of the CPU, and we'll check that now. So I've reinstalled everything, including the hard drive, which is on an SSD card, and the fast RAM. Let's see if this fires up. Hopefully you'll be able to see how slow it fires up. So just zoom in on this. So within about 30 seconds, it should have fired up the workbench precursor to go into the hard drive. And it's just sat there doing nothing. So in a second, I'm going to strip off the fast RAM, which I think is the problem because it's obviously sat on top of the CPU. And we'll see what's happening there. No, there's nothing coming up at all. Right, so that's the fast RAM removed. Let's just try and fire it up again and see if we get anything a bit better. Can hear the disk drive firing. Hopefully it'll fire into the base one. It won't load up because there's not enough memory available to it. It should take about 30 seconds. No, nothing. Right, I'm going to strip out the 1 meg of memory and see what that does. So I've just removed the 1 meg additional memory, so it hasn't got the fast RAM on it. I'm just running the hard drive at the moment. We'll see if it boots up. It won't load up because there's not enough memory to load anything up onto. But let's see what it does. So it normally takes about 20-30 seconds to fire up into the hard drive routine. Oh, there we go. So it won't load up because there's not enough fast RAM on board to load anything else, but it is there. That's good. So I might put the fast RAM back on and just try it with that on its own. Okay, this time it's just the fast RAM and just the hard drive. Let's have a go. I've just turned it on. Okay, it should take about 20 or so seconds. Let's see. Oh, there we go. I think I've got. That burns up to the next bit. That means I've got a faulty memory. 1 meg memory stick. Interesting. I'm certain it needs 2 megabytes of normal RAM to boot up properly. So the only thing I can think of doing would be to maybe remove the battery out of it in case that's causing a problem. So I'll try that and we'll try again. So last test, that's everything in. Battery's been removed from this. I'll give it a fire up and see what we can do. Okay, it's normally about 20-second fire up. Get the disk drive firing. Should be any second now. No, so it's definitely my onboard trapdoor 1 mega memory that's at fault. Right, I might have to order another one just to make sure. I believe they're only cheap. So, right, that's that sorted. Right, let's get back to the shed and get this thing stripped down and the motherboard out of it. Okay, walking from the house to the workshop, I had a quick change of mind. What I think I'm going to do is, my other fault is with the 1 meg onboard trapdoor memory. I'm going to order a new one, one without the real-time clock. Keep it nice and simple. Plug that in, see if the fault's still there. If it's not, brilliant. Either way, at that point, the motherboard will be stripped out of this machine and sent off for recapping, because I want to make sure that that is all discounted as well. There's nothing stemming from that. This is a 30-year-old machine, and they're notorious for the caps going. So that's where we're going to leave it today. Hope you enjoyed this. If you do, obviously like and subscribe. Leave us a message as well. Be perfect. But yeah, love this machine. Really can't wait to get it up and running again. Cheers.